Hey everyone, welcome back to Metanoia. My name is Carrie Jane. I have to be very quiet because it's early and I have neighbors and stuff, so I'm talking very low. I hope that's okay. Hope you can hear me all right. But today we're going to be talking about the 6 year, the 5 month. We're now in August 2022, and if you haven't done so already, please watch my previous video, July's numerology forecast. And before I start talking about this month, I want to mention really quick that Metanoia, the novel, is going to start being published on my Substack page on August 3rd. That is a Wednesday, and then every Wednesday after that, and the link to that I will put in the description and in the comments. And basically what you do there is you just sign up with your email. Choose the free option because August's posts are going to be free, so everyone's going to be able to see that. And yeah, it'll be every Wednesday until I run out of content, until I get to the part where, I haven't written yet. And that's at least 5 months material though, so you'll be getting what you pay for if you do decide to subscribe afterwards. Oh, and I also recommend downloading the app for those of you who are going to do this and already have. I think that it makes a better reading experience. It's kind of annoying to read everything on the phone, so I would prefer like maybe a computer or a tablet. However, it's really nice because whoever you subscribe to just kind of like collects in an inbox and you don't have to read everything from the email. So I do recommend downloading the Substack app if you do subscribe. And I'm gonna make a separate video on this talking more about it, so stay tuned for that. I don't know when, maybe when I have a little bit more content on there for you guys to like actually look at. But yeah, that's the news for Metanoia. Very exciting. Thank you so much for helping me get here. And yeah, let's get to it. So August is a 5 month, and the 5 contrasts the 6 with dissonance. Okay, so the 5 is entropy, whereas the 6 calls for harmony. So you have an interesting dynamic here. A question that I have, the first question that I have is like, what do we need to change in our internal or external environments that would help us get closer to harmony? That's like a direct translation there. However, I really do think that this month is going to be about simply remembering that life is an adventure, and there is a kind of healing in that. Life has twists and turns, and it pulls at our heartstrings. That's the feeling of the 6 year. And you never really know what's around the corner. We're kind of reminded that this month. We might kind of feel like that by now, after everything that we've been through in 2021 and 2022. I wrote here that when we open our hearts to this adventure and surrender to the uncertainty, a unique kind of healing can happen, and that's what this year calls for. Okay, a unique healing can happen, the kind that the 6 and 5 combo has to offer. So remember, life is an adventure. Do you see the kind of healing that comes from that? It is stressful. The unknown is stressful, but if you look at it from that perspective, it can be a little bit more exciting. I wrote here too that this month, a kind of peace can be experienced through spontaneity, adaptability, and everything that there is to be had through the 5 senses. And this is kind of like where the surrender part comes in, because you have to surrender in order to tap into your 5 senses sometimes. Sometimes you're just operating on some other level, or sometimes you need to just embrace that the unexpected is going to happen, and that kind of surrender can have a healing in it. Okay, so the themes of this year I wrote here may start to unfold faster during this month. Whatever's supposed to happen may be initiated this month. And as with any 5 month, it doesn't really matter if it's what kind of year it's in. it can always be a time where time speeds up. So if you feel overwhelmed, that's normal. You might, we already kind of feel like the days are getting ahead of us, but when the 5 month happens, it's just extra. It's like, you wake up and it's September, basically. That could be what's going on, and certainly a lot can happen in a short amount of time, and you might feel like, you know, you're not able to get into that flow that you either had been or have been trying to cultivate, and that's normal. But I guarantee if you, like I said, try to just simply tap into your 5 senses for a bit. What's in my immediate surroundings? What can I touch and smell and see and feel, you know, like, etc. Once, it's kind of like a meditative practice, even. And when you do stuff like that, whatever moment that you find yourself in, remember to be aware of those 5 senses. That'll help you kind of ride the wave better. I wrote here that this is a time to take a break, to go on vacation, to travel somewhere, make weekend plans and spend them with the people that you love. I think another direct translation of the 6-year 5 month is when you travel and like you're with people that you want to be around. You have that kind of sense of community, like you're taken care of, and you get to go on adventures with them, if that makes any sense. And real quick, don't forget to watch my calendar year playlist on August. So this would be the numerology of August for right now, for those who are tuning in August, because we're in an 8-month, and that's going to have its own meanings. I mean, August is personally my favorite month. I've mentioned that here before. It's an opportunity to experience a kind of quality of life, if you allow it. It's when you feel like your needs can be met, especially I think in this 6th year. And I mean, just kind of to go off script a little bit, I'm starting to realize what this 6th year became for me. And it's really interesting moving through my personal cycles, because I do use a portion of that with your guys' personal readings. I do reference them a lot to my own experiences. You know, that's like a lot of the dialogue that I share with my friends and my clients, etc., is like, hey, when I was going through this part of the cycle that you're in right now, this is what was happening. And often it's very similar. However, it's going to be extremely unique and different for all of us. And I'm finding an added dimension to the 6th year that I wasn't expecting, and now that I think about it, actually makes a lot of sense. And I can take that and apply it to you guys and say, maybe this is something that you're going through or have gone through. And it's an interesting side of the 6, because as you guys already know, those of you who've been following my channel, you hear me talk about like all the possibilities of the 6th year, and that was mostly about how this is a time of healing. Healing is messy. This is a time of community where you can develop a sense of community and heal that. And this is a time of responsibilities. You might find that for whatever reason, like a family or if your friends need special attention and care, and they need it consistently, and that becomes like another part of your life where you know this chapter is kind of consumed by, is just trying to take care of other people. But something that I'm noticing that's happened to me this year, because this is my personal year number, not just the global year number, but something that I noticed that is happening to me is that I'm kind of being taken care of all of a sudden in very small ways. But I've never had that experience before, and have had to heal the inability to receive because of always having to be everything to myself, if that makes any sense, which I think that most people can relate to in one way or another. Everyone has a certain amount of support from external stuff, and that's different for every person. But most people, you know, go through parts of their lives where they have nothing and no one, and for some of us it's like that all the time, and you have to kind of figure out how to meet all your needs. And there have been a lot of strange coincidences and things that come up out of nowhere for me, where all of a sudden that one thing can be taken care of, and then I've never had that before, so my natural reaction is anxiety because I'm like, what's the catch, you know? That's how it is for me. It's like you get suspicious, you know, you don't trust it, or you know, like all this stuff that could be another video. But I wanted to mention that at this time because we're coming closer to the end of the year now. It kind of begins now a little bit, where things need to be realized. Whatever needs to happen for the year, it starts to accumulate, and we have this culmination effect that always happens in September. It's kind of like the last hurrah before we start to begin to get a sense of the next chapter. And before we even need to touch that, there's things that need to happen. And so always keep in mind where we are in the trajectory of this cycle. The time that it takes to get from now until the new year is like nothing now. We're coming around that corner really fast. So I just want you to be aware of that, because whatever needs attention and whatever needs reflection and whatever has a need, in August is the time to just become fully aware of that. And we're gonna finish that in September, okay? So I hope that made sense. Just remember, life is an adventure. You'll have a good month, and please let me know if you have any questions. Of course, if you want to know what's going on in your personal life, please sign up for my Patreon service. It's only $10 a month, and then you get your own numerologist, and it's really cool. So come join us. And that is also in the description, the link to that, or feel free to ask me, you know, how to sign up for that. So yeah, that's all I've got for now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys have had peace at some point in this year so far. I hope that you get to have your coffee in the morning. I hope you get to have your simple pleasures. I hope you feel the breeze on your face. I hope that you feel safe in your home and in your life, and know that even if you don't, that's coming eventually. We're all working towards that sense of peace, I think, even though that looks something very different for each and every one of us. So I'll see you all soon, and have a good month, guys. Take care.